big question I think people have in setting lineups, whether it's their regular fantasy team or FanDuel fantasy team, is do you go with elite running backs or elite wide receivers? So Shad's gonna pick a team with elite running backs, and I'm gonna pick a team with elite wide receivers, and we're just gonna see which one of those teams does better. This really is just information for you. So next time you know which is probably the better route to go when picking your FanDuel lineup.
Let's do it. We're here to teach, folks. You can learn on our time and on Bill's dime. That's how it works out.
So Shad, we'll start with running backs.
All right, let's just go right out of the gate. Let's go Peterson and let's go Le'Veon Bell.
Those are the two most valuable running backs right now, according to FanDuel.
And I think your average spend in these, if you're not familiar with FanDuel, right when you open up your team, it's about $6,000 per player. So when we start off with those two, we're spending $8,900 and $8,800. So we're already going to need to cut somewhere else. So I'm going to go straight to defense. It's my philosophy on cutting. We know the Broncos are going for a song, so we'll go with the Broncos at $4,600.
Yep.
And then we'll tie a kicker to it because, the Broncos are on the road. Sometimes their offense isn't always falling on all cylinders. We know McManus is hitting some long bombs, 350-plus yarders so far. So we'll put McManus in with the Broncos defense to kind of shore up that part of it. Now I'm about back to my average already because I'm saving so much on those two positions. You're not going to see the Broncos at that cheap price for much longer.
No.
So FanDuel falls asleep, we score. It's not, we're going to take advantage of their rating system here. So next, let's go with the quarterback. Let's go Cam Newton. New Orleans has been pretty weak. It's at Carolina. He's been running, so I think he's in a fair price for him as well.
I think that's a good start in any FanDuel team right now. I like that matchup a lot.
And since I don't really love any of the Carolina Panther receivers, once again, I'm trying to stack these together. I'll go ahead and grab Olsen as the tight end to go with,
that makes sense.
Cam Newton.
Just in case they're doubling up for you.
Yep. And then now I got receivers with an average spend of $6,300. These are going to be middle of the pack, or I can get one real cheap one and then get a better one. So I think Bolden's due. Well, it's against Arizona's defense is tough as nails, but he's always done good against his former team. So that's a tough decision. Let's go with them.
Gonna go with Bolden?
I'm going with Bolden. I don't feel great about it, but I'm gonna go with Fitzgerald again. I think Fitzgerald's off to a great start, and that leaves me $5,700. Let's go James Jones because he just seems to catch everything that Rodgers is throwing in the red zone. So
that's a respectable lineup, and you got two bell cows at the running back position. This could land you in Las Vegas.
This could be it. We're going to Vegas.
Okay, so I'm going with elite wide receivers to pit against Shad's elite running backs. Right over to wide receivers. This is going to be a little tougher because...
Why do you think I picked running backs? I'm way ahead of you, Brandon. When you woke up this morning, I was already at work, buddy.
I'm going Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr. This third one, I'm going to give myself a little leeway.
Because Julio is questionable, and I think early in the week you don't want to pick that. So go with DT.
I'm going with Demarius. Now I have $5,500 left for players, which puts me at a big
Hey, listen,
disadvantage.
You've been playing FanDuel for a while. This should be easy. This should be no problem for you. I'm
moving to quarterback, and I'm going to go...
For the guy who benched Fitzgerald last week with 3 touchdowns, this should be a no-brainer for him.
You're right. All right, I'm going to go defense then. We're going to go down here. I'm going to pick Minnesota's defense against San Diego. 4,400. I think San Diego's got some offensive line issues, and hopefully Minnesota can take advantage of that. Kickers, going to the bottom of the pack here. I'm going to go with the old veteran, Phil Dawson. I like San Francisco to move the ball a little bit, only getting into field goal range. All right, tight end. I'm back up to six grand.
You're saving money like crazy.
Jordan Reed might be a bargain with Washington against that Giants defense. Up to 6,300. Now I can pick a quarterback. So I'm going Ryan Fitzpatrick. I like him against Philly's defense. They haven't showed a lot yet this season, and he's got some weapons. He's playing solid ball. He's got a great beard and a Harvard graduate. You can't go wrong. Running backs, $6,000. Oh wait, David Johnson. Arizona's running back had a big week last week. I'm gonna go David Johnson because he's at the right price. Now I have 6,100. The best I can do is Shane Vereen. Got Amir Abdullah from Detroit, who I like, but not against the Broncos.
I don't know if you can go with 2 elite receivers and 1 pretty good receiver. So if you wanted to drop one of those receivers, I know you were trying to do receivers, but
Let's see here. Instead of Demarius,
for a grand less, you can get Edelman.
yeah, let's do Edelman because I think he's considered like a big-time player. That gives me 6,800 for the running back. Starks, is Lacey gonna play?
Well, I think if you're making picks in the middle of the week and you don't know, I would probably stay away from that. I'm just, I'm going on a limb here, but if you don't know.
I'm gonna go Dion Lewis because he's the best guy available. I'd hate starting him in so many leagues. But there's my my lineup. Fitzpatrick, David Johnson, Dion Lewis, and my elite receivers, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., Julian Edelman. Tight end, Jordan Reed, kicker Phil Dawson, and the Minnesota defense.
That's a pretty good team.
Can't complain.
That's going to be interesting to watch.
I'm excited to see how that pans out because it could influence how I pick my teams moving forward. Thanks for watching the Elite Wide Receiver versus Elite Running Back special. For more of these fantasy videos, check out Bronco Planet or That's Good Sports, depending on where you're at right now. Also, make sure you subscribe to That's Good Sports and subscribe to Bronco Planet. We love the Broncos. We're teaming up for fun stuff. Special thanks to Bill's Collectibles. And this episode was shot at The Cave.